BNC, percent black host all finally that speak us.
Back with me, veteran prosecutor and BNC's legal contributor and police accountability expert, Paul Henderson. Paul, before the break, we were talking about or going into that Washington Post report on police shootings and its growing numbers. Why are the numbers still headed in the wrong direction?
Well, they're headed in the wrong directions because we still don't have policies that are reflective of best practices. We really don't. And for 2/3 of all law enforcement agencies, they still haven't even done the simple updates like updating their use of force policies. And so what that means is all across the country, we still have officers that are shooting at cars. We still have officers that are executing no-knock warrants, pun intended. We still have officers using carotid techniques, which is where they restrain the neck during arrests or confrontations. All of these things just happen on a daily basis. And so you and I, in looking through the national news, come across these cases every single day. And that pipeline has been built, and that pipeline will be continued to be filled from departments all throughout this nation until they start making changes to address the inequities that have been built into policing. And that's before we even start discussing the race disparate outcomes that come from these bad practices. That's why when you see a case and you wonder, isn't that similar to a case that we read about in Minnesota? Didn't we already have a conviction for that already in Vermont? It's everywhere. It is all throughout the nation. And until we start looking at national solutions, statewide solutions, and local solutions, we're going to continue to have this proliferation of outcome related to inappropriate deaths and murders because of policing that has not been reformed to keep up from where we are now and to address intentionally race disparate outcomes. That's just the truth, and that's where we are right now. That's why this is going to continue until we stand up and take action across all of those boards to start making a difference with changes internally with the departments. And again, when I say departments of law enforcement, I'm also talking about our prison and jails, because that's an important part of the conversation that oftentimes we miss by focusing on what we see happening on the streets with all of the cases, or a lot of the cases that we talk about.
Paul, this investigation, it revealed some of the issues that we don't always hear about when it comes to reform. One, that the FBI launched a database to track police use of force, but there's been a lack of participation by local departments. What can be done to encourage these agencies to get involved in the process of tracking these cases, at the very least?
That is the perfect question that shines the light on the exact issue and what we need to do in order to change. We have to make sure that this isn't just a moment, that it is a movement. And that movement is driven by data. Congratulations to the FBI for starting that database. It's a shame that we're having this conversation now in 2022, when that is the foundation of what we as a nation collectively need in order to institutionalize the change. We have to collect data, and we have to make that data transparent, and then we have to analyze that data. And doing just that will affirm for us at a local level, at a state level, and at a national level where the work needs to be done and what we need to do. And so the fact that the FBI has taken the lead is fantastic. But we don't need to wait for the state to do that same data collection. We can start demanding that same data collection at our local jurisdictions. We can ask our local captains, our local chief of police to collect and turn over the race data that they have for use of force, to collect and turn over the homicides and officer-involved shootings, to collect and turn over the detention and the stops. You can start off by asking for your local jurisdictions how many dismissal motions are made for bad searches at the local prosecutorial agency, and start looking at those cases. I mean, there's so many ways that we can begin this journey of what we need to do, but all of those steps, in my opinion, begin with the data. And that way you get to avoid the conversation that is unnecessary about people, whether or not they think the system is fair, whether or not they think the system is working. Once you can collect that data, you have the evidence to confront those challengers and to make a difference. Because the difference is conflating the information into policy. And that policy that affects law enforcement needs to be reflective of best practices and needs to be race neutral. Those are the goals. And as long as we're moving towards those goals, we will get there. It's not as promising to me because of the challenges I think we're facing at the national level and the issues that we have, even that we've seen with the George Floyd bill and it being stalled. But we don't have to wait and put all of our eggs in that one basket. We can be making these same demands at the state level, and there are actions that we can be taking at the local level, Yodit.
Well, let's talk about, Paul, some of the attempts that have been made to introduce reforms. The Post reported that more than 400 bills were introduced in state legislatures last year to address some of the use of force. But some departments also began introducing partnerships with mental health experts and created civilian review boards. How do we build on that progress?
I think what we do is we show local jurisdictions how that model can work. We have a robust model here in San Francisco, and I know that we're not the only one. There are so many different ways to build that system in order for it to work. And I think that that is part of a valid conversation, that we have to be addressing the fact that we use law enforcement to intervene or address issues like homelessness, like mental health, like substance abuse. And if that's in part why our police budgets are as large as they are and the size that they are, and that if we want a change, that we have to figure out how do we shift and focus our interventions to address these complicated issues beyond just an arrest and beyond just an introduction or a pipeline into our criminal justice system. And that's what I think the conversation is. We need educated folks having conversations like this in front of broad audiences with an outline step to address what communities can do to activate themselves and to make demands of their local jurisdiction so that things can change. That's the beginning of the conversation, and having an informed audience, I believe, makes a difference. And it's why shows like this can make a difference, that people don't use shows like this to get frustrated and angry at the police or angry at their sheriff's department, but they look at shows like this and then it translates into movements, that they hear voices of credibility that they can follow and then implement those practices or implement those plans to make a difference in their own communities. And it starts at a local level. And I think you really can make a difference there. Beyond just voting, you can make demands of elected officials and appointed officials to let them know what the expectations are for your community. And every community has a voice. We have to learn how to use our voice and focus it so that we're moving towards race neutrality, so that we're moving towards best practices. And that's the only way we're going to get there. The system isn't going to change itself. That's just not how this works.
Paul Henderson, it is always a pleasure having you on, and thank you so much for lending us your expertise tonight.